Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an informative episode of Real Business Roundtable. Kudos to Powdered Toast Man.
Powdered Toast Man!
In
today's
180 episodes, we've never used the word informative. I like it.
Today's episode is called Who's the Boss?
He's looking for. We need to get an audience. We need to get like a
Who's
real
the
audience.
boss?
There is more to life than what you're living. So take a chance and face the wind.
Bro, I literally bro.
And we know we're not talking about the 80s TV show. Who's the boss? When you are a business owner and you are an entrepreneur, when you took the risk to start this fucking company.
It's a Tuesday.
Remember.
It's literally been 3 days since.
Remember
you
who
asked me to
should
do
be.
that.
Remember who should be making the decisions. Throughout their entrepreneurial journey, you may become chummy. You become chummy with certain people. Oh yeah. You build trust. That's just no problem with that. Trust is good. But eventually, sometimes when you get chummy, those individuals, part of your organization, advisors who benefit financially if you do certain things and go in a certain path. Ask yourself 100 million times, who's the boss? We're talking about decisions, critical moves, strategies, tactics, you name it. When you are going to make certain moves that are going to move the dial up or down, you need, as a business owner, we're talking about small businesses here, you need to have the organs and the drive to make that decision yourself. For the love of God, you are the entrepreneur, you are the risk taker. Stop. I gotta watch my words. Just remember what your role is as a business owner. If you pawn off critical decisions to people who they have intentions other than growing the business truly, right? You as an entrepreneur, you want to, but those critical moves might be too risky or volatile for them to take the risk to jeopardize their arrangement with you, whether it be employment, consulting, advisory, what it might be. Let me give you a key example before or while you think I'm absolutely nuts. This is a situation that I see constantly, and I want to educate business owners. Like I always say, listen slow, my child. I watched a business owner consider and consult his business loan advisor from the bank whether or not he should invest in growth. And I watched this motherfucker sit there and go, oh, no, let me see this. Hold on, wait. Oh, I don't know about this. Oh, no. I'm standing there going, this guy is incentivized for your business to need capital because you're not fucking making it. Open up your brain for a minute. The dude that told you no is incentivized if you borrow money from him and are in a position to have to borrow money. Oh, but he's my advisor. No, he's your fucking... He's your parasite. There's a little parasite connected to you, sucking every bit of nourishment they can off you. When we are discussing something and someone within an organization or an advisor of any sort has input, oh, I've mentioned on other shows that we were interacting with someone whose attorney told them that Bitcoin is a fad. I don't want to go down this road, but there was a thing that was pending, and it involved some Bitcoin related things, industry stuff. And their attorney said, and this was by the way,
When was this?
Bitcoin was at $400.
We're gonna keep using that button. That's it.
Bitcoin was at $400, dude. And this attorney said, no, Bitcoin's a fad. Nah, that's a bad move. This is something that I see constantly. And I meet wonderful people. And I respect pretty much most of them across the board. This guy owned a business, and he was excited to meet with me, and he goes, I'm looking to double my sales in the next 18 months, 24 months. And that's a genuine goal that someone has. They're not a sponsor. Stop.
Oh, yeah. I was
Ladies and gentlemen, today in the company fridge, we found cans of LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Ladies and gentlemen, LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor.
Wait, what is that scene where he's like,
I'm drinking black raspberry. Yeah.
and I'm drinking black raspberry. What?
So here's the thing.
I don't really either, but I don't.
When you get input,
I didn't have the time to grab water.
as a business owner, if somebody intercepts you from doing something, reverse engineer it and ask yourself why. How are they incentivized if you don't make this move?
Well, okay, wait.
Hold
no,
on,
wait,
this
wait,
is critical.
Wait, wait.
This is critical.
You're getting into the wrong aspect.
Okay,
it's not about.
hold on.
Don't
Let's say somebody's a middle
'cause
manager.
Then this is going to be a fucking paranoia. He's going to the guy.
No,
They're
I
going to be
see
like,
it.
oh my god, they're trying to fuck me. It's not about that.
I see it all the time. No.
Yes, 100%.
Would you have
Take it as-
okay? Let's say there's a middle manager that's been dying to get a raise, and the client, the business, is about to make a good investment into the growth of the company. The short-term thinking is, oh no, don't make that move because I want to get my raise next quarter. Now you have that person within the organization shooting you down, voting against you, not wanting to work with you or do something.
But this is the thing that I don't get. This is the thing that I don't get. Wait,
I've been doing this for 18 years, bro.
Bro, look where he goes.
I see it constantly.
What the fuck? You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Tell me.
The middle manager, and I'm 100% agreeing with you, the middle manager who manages this aspect of whatever is being sold, pitched, whatever it is, should understand this stuff to a T. So he should be able to if I'm hiring a middle manager, I trust that person to be an expert in a field that I don't have time to be an expert in. Delegation. And so I'm not gonna, so that person should make the right decision based off of expertise and understanding of the product or service being sold. So it's like in certain situations, 100% they try to like protect themselves, but this is how it should be. If you're a middle manager, you should already know this shit. That's the problem. It's like
entrepreneurs need to always remind yourself, who's the boss?
Morning.
May I help you?
Well, if you're Angela Bauer, I'm here to help you.
I beg your pardon.
I'm Tony Maselli. I'm here about the job.
Oh, I'm sorry. There must be a mistake. This job is for a housekeeper.
That's me, Mr. Goodmop.
yeah, yes, okay, but when you're taking it, okay, so here's one point. I understand as a business owner, it is hard to figure out these opportunities by yourself, right? So hiring someone to help you figuring out these opportunities is good, with the understanding that that person may not be motivated to make the right decision for you. You're the one who grew the company, has the passion for it. You know, it may be a right or wrong decision. It doesn't matter. But that's why community and having people around, if you don't want to learn it, and just having people who know about it is important. You want to have your own educated decision. So learning about that product or service, taking some time to really, dig into it is important at the end of the day, no matter what. So that's how to move forward from just letting someone. You shouldn't be having someone make decisions for you unless it's a massive company with hundreds of people. An owner, a CEO is the decision at the end of the day. that person, whoever is making the decision, needs to be an expert in whatever field that they're doing and what's being offered.
But you see, yes,
Yes, I see.
but you see this almost interception.
yeah, sometimes.
Oh no. I need to. I need to make sure that this is a good move. Or you're asking yourself, why would this not be a good move? Well, we've done this, we've done that, we've done this, we've done that, we've done that. Why? And then you start to think to yourself, like the way my brain works, I will step forward 6 steps and I'll step backward 6 steps, and I'll combine the two together and calculate, wait a minute. If this move is made and then that move is made, well, that move is going to impact this thing that may be on their mind, or maybe the motive why that person is, I hate to use the word cock block on the show, but I can't think of any other word.
You know what's also helpful? Having, and if you're growing to the point where you got a bunch of employees, you know, you're churning, you got a good business, and you are still looking for that, you know, that edge in the industry, the market, whatever. Have like a budget on the side to like test products out. Set aside a budget to be able to do these things, because at the end of the day, an opportunity is always going to show itself. As a business owner, you have people calling you all the time with new opportunities. Some of those opportunities may be great. Some of those opportunities may, you know, probably shit. But in case those good opportunities come around, it doesn't hurt to have a little extra cash, a little bit of a budget, $5,000 a month, whatever it is, to be able to test out some of these things. And most companies will have a pilot or have a test product for you to get a taste for what it's about.
If you're trying to improve your business in any way and anybody contests, step back for a minute rather than thinking, oh yeah, they're my buddy, or I trust them. Ask yourself, why the fuck, why aren't you supporting the idea of growing? Think about that for a minute. It's not like I'm talking crazy. It's the truth. I see it constantly. We're talking to a business owner directly. Then there's suddenly this random Santa's helper. Who are you? I'm Gertrude. I'm here to review What? Who called you? Who invited you in this room? And then the owner's like, yeah, this is Gertrude. You gotta talk to her. What? Why? What dog and pony show do I need to put on for this person that I literally just walked in the room?
You know what? Wait, I just thought of a good point. Keep going.
It's just absolutely nuts to me as a business owner, all my team, I respect their input. But if something was said that I shouldn't do, in my mind, I'd say, why? Give me a really good effing reason why. And then I'll think to my head, think, hold on, put down the Budweiser. If I don't do this, or if I don't make this investment, what does it mean to the person that's contesting? It's not rocket science.
Now, I want to say that there's a caveat. If you have someone who you trust, who you know is looking out for your business, who you know has knowledge in this space, get their input, but take it as input. You're the owner of the business, get their input. It's probably valuable. If they know what they're talking about, they probably have some, you know, good things to say, but you gotta make sure that they know about this stuff, right? Now, I just thought, what, you saying
real quick,
no?
One time we had a franchise that convinced the franchisee, like, oh, you don't need to do all that. We do that for you for free. And I was like, free has no value. And I tried to coach the client. They're like, you can't beat free. I'm going with this. I'm like, dude. They came running back. We watched their whole entire like digital landscape just go, and we were literally watching like just the bricks fall. We caught it. We fixed it. But that's, for example, that franchise wanted to get all their franchisees to use their portal, their freebie thing, right?
Like most
And I was
franchise
like-
owners know that this happens all the time.
I was like, dude, you have a custom built race car, V12 twin turbo with racing fuel, with racing spark plugs,
Racing tires.
with a carbon fiber chassis and body panels.
I-
What are you doing? Well, this is free. Dude, free doesn't always mean better. The amount that you're saving from doing that, making that move, you're going to end up paying 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 fold over time. Go ahead.
I want to go back to the point where you made where, you know, a business owner or someone who heads up something will be like, oh yeah, just talk to them. You know what I mean? Wait, ready? I want the next episode or one of the next following episodes. This happens a lot where you walk in, you give them a call, oh, talk to them, whatever it is. And then they try to kind of shoo it away. They're not going to show interest. That's your first impression. And you got to make a big statement. You got to change that mindset.
When it comes to the guys that you're interacting with, that you're thrown to speak to, and you get the vibe that they're a floater. Ladies and gentlemen, floater. A floater is someone who is at a job to collect a paycheck.
Isn't that like another term? Like this?
I don't know. I call them floaters. It's a guy or a girl that's at a job that has authority, decision-making power, and they sit at their desk or sit in their pajamas at home post 2020.
We see this happen a lot now that I'm thinking about it. It happens a lot.
Yeah. So
Especially bigger companies where they're just like,
why do you think I was banging the table like a caveman?
yeah, but dude, you
Like,
you-
I did-
But sometimes you make it like a.
It's
dude,
warranted.
'cause,
It is
like,
warranted.
bro. But we talk to people who have genuinely like very smart like mentors and stuff, and are like, yeah, you should do this. And it's like, okay, I don't want to talk about those people.
I want to talk about something for business owners to worry about and pay attention to.
Yes.
When you have people who hold positions that can make decisions, when they don't make decisions or they decide not to do something, get a report from them on a monthly or quarterly basis. Be like, what vendors tried to work with you and you didn't work with?
Weird. That's
Wait a minute.
Okay.
If something was good and would save the company money or make something perform better, I want to know why you decided to not move in that direction.
You know what's kind of smart, which I know there's big companies that do this. So there's like a sheet, right? So let's say there's a manager of whatever, and they're getting called about a product, or the CEO gets called and he goes, "Hey, manager of the whatever, take care of this." There should be like a genuine good sheet that it's like a checklist. And they get on the meeting call. It's like, okay, let's talk about what you guys have. Checklist. Oh, you have this? Oh yeah. It's kind of like it almost like, and then you take that sheet and you would look at it, or the CEO would look at it, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this is interesting. Yes, set a second meeting with them, find out more about it. That's interesting.
We talked to that bigger company
Yeah.
where I knew somebody.
Yeah.
And that person goes, "Oh, I love your model. I love this
Yeah.
and that." And then they ghosted. And they come to find out, through other means, I found out that this person was dicking around, not really doing their thing, and that they were actually thinking about possibly letting them go, you know? It's times like that when you're in a position, say you're employed somewhere, you need to show progress, move those numbers, move the dial, improve KPIs. If you're there getting a paycheck, I'm just like, when I used to work for somebody else, I used to try to do better, try to break my record, or what, I don't know, maybe some people are just different from others. What I'm trying to get at is, if you just status quo, nothing really significant happened, but you got your paycheck, what if you blow the mind of an entrepreneur that hired you? business owner, company, whatever, if you blow their mind, you become instantly an asset. And they will make moves to not cut you in during times of, low revenue, or when a company does layoffs. You'll be higher on the totem pole to not be let go because you're so, drum roll, valuable. If you provide more value, they will find a reason to keep you around. So in the event, you know what's going to happen in the economy? You don't know, but you want to be part of the top. They call it skeleton crew. Years ago, I worked for a company that was going through a terrible situation, and my heart went out to him. I felt very, very bad about what he was going through. It was an old employer of mine. And I stuck with it. There was weeks where he couldn't pay me. It helped that I lived at home with my parents. So I could be flexible and say, hey, Steve, don't worry about it. Just pay me next week. I tried to be as easygoing as I could because I know he was going through such a terrible situation. The guy who got me into this kind of a consulting area industry, where he allowed me to break into it, and I was there for him during a very difficult time. And I remember that he said to me, don't worry, man, you're part of my skeleton crew. I was like, what? I didn't know what he meant. Well, because of some unfortunate things that happened to him, he laid off like 50 people. And one day I came in the office, it was just 5 people. Think about that for a minute. Everyone gets laid off and there's just 5 people left. Because I was valuable. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm trying to give you a fucking example. Listen. Because I made myself valuable to my employer, I was the last man standing. Do you understand? It's not about just collecting a check and not doing nothing. If you blow the doors or the minds of your employer, they will find any way possible to keep you around. Become an asset, not a liability. Remember that. And if you are on the other side and you're a business owner, you have to remember all decisions that are critical related to growth, progress, improvement, or whatever, anything that's about doing better, and somebody votes against it, they better have a damn good reason that has nothing to do with them personally or their wallet, if you follow my drift.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to get notified every single time we post a new episode.
I'm not used to doing it.